In this session, we are going to learn how to configure Xdebug with VSCode and Lando local development environment. First up, I am going to open a project in VSCode. Since it's a Lando project, I will just need to start Lando for this particular project. The site has started, and now we will need to create a launch.json file. But before that, we will need to install PHP debug extension. After that, create launch.json, select PHP, remove this part, we do not need this, and here add path mappings. It's going to be an object with /app/WordPress is pointing to our workspace folder /WordPress, and similarly /app/WordPress/wp-content is pointing to our workspace folder directly. So this is how this configuration is there in the Lando. So we are configuring it exactly the same way here. Once that is done, you can click on start debugging. In terminal, we need to tell our PHP server to handle the debugging sessions. So we will use this command Lando xdebug debug. What this command does is it enables the Xdebug in debugging mode on the local development server. Now that is running, we can go to our site. We will need another extension that will tell our web server that this request need to be debugged. So for that, we will install Xdebug helper in Chrome. What this extension does is add necessary headers to allow this PHP server to know that this particular request needs to be debugged. So we need to first reload this page, otherwise this particular extension is not going to work correctly since we installed it right now. Even now, the page request is going without any breakpoints. So let's add one breakpoint to see if our config is working correctly or not. I know that wp config is going to be used in every request for a WordPress site, so I'm adding a breakpoint here. As you can see on the breakpoint, it stopped, and we can see all the local variables as well as super globals that are available at that particular point. If we want to resume the execution, we can do that by simply clicking this button or pressing the F5 shortcut. So this is how you can configure Xdebug or VS Code with Lando local development environment.